Today I fucked up by getting the cap of a hairspray bottle stuck inside my vagina, NSFW, obviously. Throw away for obvious reasons. God, this is so embarrassing and I can never tell anyone I actually know this story, but I figured y'all would get a kick out of it. Our story starts with the devastating combination of boredom and horniness. As a 20-year-old woman who has not gotten any action in over a year, due to the global panini, I have been at peak sexual frustration. As a broke college student, I had no funds to invest in a proper tool to use, and so began the search for a household item that could double as a sex toy. It was not as easy as I thought it would be. The end of my hairbrush, too long. The handle of the big spoons in the kitchen, too skinny. The water bottle that I just finished drinking out of, too thick. I was about to give up on my quest, when I came across a bottle of hairspray in the depths of the cabinet underneath my bathroom sink. It was just the right size and shape. Thought I struck gold. I put it in the sink and washed it off, because even my horniness-saddled brain knew it wasn't a very good idea to stick an unsanitized foreign object up your snatch, and then I pulled up some visual aids and went to town. All was well until I went to put out the bottle and I still felt stretched. I looked down and saw an uncapped bottle of hairspray and I swear in that moment my soul left my body. It's bad enough having a normal object stuck in your lady bits, but this was something that was concaved on the side that I need to pull it from. I spent a good 2 hours furiously trying to get this shit out to no avail, and it hurt like a motherfucker. Finally, after what felt like an eternity, I latched onto it and painfully dragged it out. And now here I am, typing this out for you sick fucks to read. Too long didn't read. Never again am I going to masturbate with something that has detachable parts. Edit for frequently asked questions and accusations. 1. No, I'm not a 40-year-old balding man sitting in his basement and tee-heeing over internet points, and no, I will not prove it to you too. The hairbrush was too long, hold comfortably, but that didn't flow as well. 3. The hairspray bottle was 5 inches in circumference and 6.5 in length, just measured it. 4. Do people really underestimate how broke I am? I'm living off of off-brand ramen, Red Bull, and tears. 5. Throwaway is 208 days old because I have a ridiculous amount of Reddit accounts I use when I forget the password to my main, and this one didn't have any posts/comments on it yet. 6. To all the people telling me what / asking why I should have / didn't do things. If I had thought about it for more than 10 seconds I would have, but I didn't, and I've learned my lesson. Hindsight is 20/27. GoFundMe, interesting, go for it you horny fucks. If you ever use anything, not intended for the purpose, as a sex toy, use a condom. It may save your life, but most likely just a lot of uncomfortableness and embarrassment, lol. At least you didn't have to explain this in the emergency room. Time to save up for that toy. Edit spelling. So, not everything is a dildo if you're brave enough. Everything is a dildo if you're prepared to deal with the consequences. I used to work in surgery and we had a 15-year girl who did this. It was stuck for a few days until she told her mom, who then took her to the gyne office for removal. They were unable to remove it in the office, so they brought her to the OR. Well, that just made my peach weak. These comments have definitely convinced me not to do it again. Damn it, commenting here to remind myself to do more research later. I was at a convention a few years ago and they had a vendor who had pay what you can insertables for precisely the reason of not wanting people who couldn't afford safe sex toys injuring themselves with random objects. I can't remember their name though to try to see if the program exists online. I need to find this. Basically they were made with kinda the oddball end bits of silicone, so you would get like 10 different colors in a toy that clashed, so they weren't the prettiest, but they were safe and good quality. Today I fucked up by washing my hands. This happened less than 15 minutes ago. I stopped into a gas station to use the restroom. It's got multiple stalls but still small enough to be cramped. After I did my business and washed my hands, I needed to dry them. There was no air dryer, so I tried to rip off a piece of paper towel. There was some leftover towel bunched up on the side that was keeping me from making a clean tear by pulling it to my right. So, in a moment of genius, I pulled it in the other direction, which made my hand fly swiftly into the backside of another man. I just spanked a complete stranger in a gas station. Now, this guy had at least 6 inches on me and 2 pounds of muscle for 1 pound of fat my flabby ass has. He whips around to see whose ass he needs to kick and just sees me, one hand over my mouth and a wadded up paper towel in my other. Thankfully the guy is a saint and took 2 seconds to analyze the situation, and while I frantically pointed at the paper towel dispenser and stuttered, he managed to piece together what happened and went about his business with a huff. I power walked out of there on the verge of tears. TL, doctor tried to rip out paper towel from dispenser, ended up punching a stranger's ass. Edit, a word. At least he put the pieces together and didn't kick your ass. I had a similar situation happen when I was in school. Was walking up a flight of stairs, my clumsy ass tripped, and I put my hands out to catch myself, as one does. Well, there was a boy's butt in front of me and I smacked it and he freaked out. Had to go to the principal's office in tears and just kept repeating it was an accident and I fell going up the stairs. Eventually they decided I was telling the truth, but it felt like forever when they were accusing me of being a butt toucher. Once in chemistry lab at school, one girl smacked my nuts, probably unintentionally, and completely ignored it. She was talking to some girl in front of her and I was facing her back. She became overexcited about something and moved her hand backwards and then it happened. I sometimes think about it like, did she ignore it on purpose or was she too excited to notice? P.S. I was in terrible pain. Honestly, when reading the title, I wasn't expecting the story that followed. Damn, I was not disappointed. This reminds me of the time my wife and I were in Rome. Just outside the hotel on our way out to visit some sites, she decided to run back in and ask the hotel clerk a question about directions. I waited patiently just outside the hotel entrance taking in the city. After a minute or so I hear a crack and what sounded like a broken scream from a man whose voice had not risen that high since childhood. I spun around to see my wife with eyes as wide as dinner plates, hand over her mouth in horror, face to face with an Italian man who looked bewildered, shocked and angry in equal measure. I'm not sure what compelled her to walk out of the hotel and spank me so hard, or how she managed to get a pale, blonde UK man mixed up with an olive-skinned Italian gentleman, but needless to say the ensuing conversation was about a day I fucked up, a demonstration of the way in which Italian people emphasize their words with emphatic hand gestures and elevated tones. Was this before or after you guys checked if he has 6 inches on you? 6 inches where? I used to ballroom dance in college. During a team foxtrot routine I tripped and reached out as I was falling. Full on squeezed my partner's breast. Like, not just a graze as I was falling but a desperate, grabbing attempt to keep myself from falling. I was mortified but she took it well, thought it was hilarious that I was so embarrassed over such an innocent mistake. Never let me forget it though. Today I fucked up by wearing a butt plug to work. Today I fucked up by wearing a butt plug to work for my husband's birthday. He wants me ready for his birthday festivities tonight, so I was instructed to wear it all day. No problem. I've done this many times before. I get to work, scrub in, set up my room, normal morning so far. Time to pee before clinic starts. Now usually I keep one finger on it so it doesn't slip out. Today, nah. Today I'm a bad bitch. Or so I thought. I start peeing. Everything going well, then ploop. That dreaded sound of something hitting the toilet water. I immediately face palmed and internally freaked TF out. I'm at work. Fuck. My only thought process was please God don't let IT clog the toilet. Today I went with the silicone plug instead of the metal jewel, which thankfully worked in my favor because it didn't sink straight to the bottom. I grabbed that toilet brush and fished it out, cleaned it off, put it in my locker. Now I'm laughing at myself so hard I have the asthma cough and my mascara is running from cry laughing. Nobody around me knows why. So now I'm hacking with a runny nose and people think I'm sick and now I have to scrub in again. Woman face palming. Too long didn't read. Today I fucked up by wearing a butt plug to work only to have it fall out into the toilet. Butt plugs sure are all the rage now. I don't get it. What does it do? Next time I am in a medical setting I will be wondering if any of the staff wears a butt plug to work. I no longer work in medicine, but having done so in the past, I can say medical staff does a lot of sexual shit behind the scenes. It might not be Grey's Anatomy level, but there is certainly a lot going on. At least it wasn't a porta potty. This is true. It's clearly too small. It's the only I have which has a stopper on the end. Oh, it's the only one I'm comfortable wearing throughout the day. Many of my people have seen Burial at Sea.